Yo, what's up, guys? Welcome back. Welcome back. I appreciate you guys hitting the like button already. Thank you, guys. Uh, what's up? It's G here. Welcome to a video, another live stream. Today I just want to do more casual, broad EV live stream and answer any questions and just talk about EVs. Pretty good market, pretty good day for the market as far as the SPY and even Polestar and NIO. Some of the other EVs were lagging, but we can definitely get into those as well. I've got some good articles as well, so yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed today's videos and hope you guys engage in the chat. Just ask any questions and let me know what you guys are thinking, how you guys are feeling. I'm feeling good. I'm on holiday break, so I can't really be complaining. But today I'm gonna cover Polestar. We'll start with Polestar. I think everyone's one of everyone's favorites. Then we'll talk about Lucid, and I also have NIO news, and we'll talk a little bit about Rivian. Not too much. I don't have too much on that. And then we'll also take a look at Tesla. So we'll definitely look at the news, and then we'll talk about the charts and where we can go from here. So first thing is Polestar actually had a green day for once, right? They had bad news, but surprisingly, it's not going to stop the market today. And the news is basically they recalled about 66 vehicles. The good thing is it's actually the Polestar 1 model, so not to be upset or anything. This is the legacy one, the one that they actually stopped manufacturing. So even though the headline looks pretty bad, U.S. recalls, it's not. I don't think it's considered bad news. The Polestar 1 is more like a collector's item now, so recalling those is really, I don't even think these were actually on the road. They're probably just like in someone's garage, right? Because these were like $150,000. Obviously, it's not good press, but it's not going to be like a safety or anything like that issue. So now, if it would have been the Polestar 2, then, maybe that would have definitely affected the price. So that's, I guess, why the heading says stock gains despite, having that first U.S. recall. So very good news, I think, that it was the Polestar 1 and not the P2. Unfortunate, despite the unfortunate news, Polestar today jumped almost 7%. So it ended up closing around 3, but yeah, we did hit a high of 7%. We'll look at the chart in just a second. A lot of people were actually very excited because one of the main things I was looking for is the gap fill and the chart, but we'll talk a little bit more about that. As far as other news for this, I'm going to show you guys, we have some new leadership or something like that. US announces key management, what is this? US, I don't know why this keeps showing up. USA announces key management appointments to drive incremental growth. So that's great news in my opinion, a lot bigger than maybe some of you guys are thinking. And the reason I like this is because we are going to get more exposure into the US, and from a management side, it's basically showing some incentive and some push towards the North American market. So that's actually really good news. They basically, I guess, are listing jobs or something like that. Not exactly sure. So Peter Wexler is the most recent addition to the management team and joins to lead business development and strategy. He's a 25-year veteran and brings extensive experience and a track record of successful special projects to Polestar. So I guess it's not new hiring, but it is pushing in that direction to the North American market. So leadership team is now fully staffed and laser focused on delivering a strong 2023. Said the head of Polestar North America, the great work the team accomplished in 2022 will not be complemented by additional bandwidth and skill set that our recent hires can apply to their organization. Okay, so it is new hires, but I think it's new hires, but they may have already been in a leadership position within Polestar. Appreciate it. Happy holidays, Jeep. Thanks for the updates. No problem. Yeah, happy to have you here today. So the new staff joins the existing leadership team of some of these other guys. We won't get into all that. So I think this is really good news because it's just going to help increase the U.S. market, which we are currently lagging. So most of Polestar, I think, sales are coming out of, I think, Europe right now. We also see some U.S. sales, but I think most of that traffic is out of the US. So next thing on the chopping block is going to be a little bit smaller, but definitely also good to see Australian flagship space in Chadstone. Now we do have a few spaces here already, like in Sydney, Brisbane, Melbourne, and Perth and Hobart. So this is not the first space, but it's going to be its first flagship. So like a full retail. It's going to be located in a, I guess like a shopping mall, Chadstone Shopping Center. And if you guys want to read more, I do have the Twitter here pulled up, putting the finishing touches into 2022 at our first space in Melbourne, Australia. And I think Melbourne's actually like the legit city, so this is a great spot to start marketing there. They made a little video to kind of show you guys a visual of that. But this is from Thomas. Awesome piece of hand painting art in the heart of Melbourne to market the opening of our first flagship space in town for Polestar 2022 is the first full year of being live and delivering in Australia. So yeah, on top of it having its first real flagship space, it's actually going to be a 1-year anniversary since they started shipping out to Australia or began selling in Australia. So I got one more thing on Twitter. I think this is kind of just additional information, but they actually have some nominations on a couple 2023 Eddie Awards, and I think that's great to see, just so it shows, you know, that they're calling for certain things. Like, I'm actually not sure which 3 categories they got some, but they're definitely nominees for a few awards, so that's great to see for the 2023. And that's really all I have for Polestar. I was going to move over to Lucid. If you guys have any questions, feel free to drop them. I think we're doing good. We'll definitely get into the charts. Maybe we should do that now, and then we'll go back to news if you guys want me to do that. I kind of just want to do charts at the end, but let's just wrap up Polestar and we can move forward to the next EV. And if you guys have any EVs I'm not covering, let me know too. I've got Lucid, NIO, and Rivian. And we'll also talk about Tesla. I don't really have any news on it, but I do want to talk about it just because of the sell-off. So this is Polestar on the daily, and the main thing that we were talking about a while back was the ascending trend here, right? Everybody kind of knows about that now. And then the gap fill, and everybody kind of knows about that too. So nothing new there, but the good thing is we finally finished filling it. So yesterday, this is was the last candle that filled it basically, and now we are actually closing above our previous close, which is a very good indicator. Now we're not all the way out of the woodworks. We still have like a downtrend up here that we're trying to break out of, but it's definitely a good start, I would say. In my opinion, just psychologically, I think $5, like breaking and closing above $5 would be some strength shown and something that I think the stock needs, and it'd just be a psychological number that I think everyone wants to see just to show strength, I guess is my thing. So I would say this is going to be our first target, actually breaking above 5 and closing above it. So a few scenarios could definitely be breaking through it, coming back down, and then consolidating, and then we can work our way into, like, really it's going to be like $0.50 increments, I think, at this point. So to the upside, about 540, 550. To the downside, I would say we have about 405, let's just say $4 down here. So do note that this is like a heavy area of consolidation, so this is going to be a pretty good support for it. So on top of it being a gap fill, once it came down here, buyers didn't hesitate to start adding shares here. You can kind of see that because there was no wick down here or anything. It was just pretty good strength coming into this area. One thing I do want to point out, I think I've showed you guys in the last stream, is a possible head and shoulders. Now, I don't know if this is likely, but I talked about the shoulder, the head, and the shoulder, and this is basically going to be the neckline around 540. So one thing that could be is if this is a head and shoulders, we could go up to 540 and then get rejected, and then it might be a head and shoulders. Like sometimes you do a head and shoulders, retest the neckline, and then fully break down. Not looking forward to that being a head and shoulders, because then the full breakdown would be down to about, I think, like $3. So that's just something I want to keep in mind in case something like that. Yeah, so it'd be like around $3 if this is actually a head and shoulders. But you guys can look up more into what a head and shoulders pattern is, and sometimes the retest can happen. For now, I guess the main thing I want to focus on is closing above $5, I would say, closing above 5, and really just getting out of this range entirely. Because if we can get back above 540, then this head and shoulders is not even a thing, and that's what we want to see basically. So one other thing I want to point out is we have another support that I'm going to just draw out, and that's kind of like down here. So there is a possibility that we retest for, but this will be a good ascending support that we can add to it. Now the only reason I don't want to add this is because it's so parallel basically to, there's no incline to it, so I don't really like this one because it's gonna fall back to like 440. But let me know what you guys are thinking about the chart. How are you guys feeling? These candles are very indecisive. You can see there's like wicks to the upside, but then short sellers or somebody's selling. And you can see that the last 2 days, even prior to this red day, we had an open around $5. It went up to 520, and then it ended up closing back here. So it opened actually, I'm sorry, at 496, went all the way up to 520, and then it came back down and closed at $5. So it looks like just short sellers here. Similar here, just a lot of battlefields is a good word, I guess, where it has a big range, but at the end of the day, it kind of closes indecisive. Oh, right, Jonah, good point, good point. Do I know when the lockup ends for... Somebody yesterday told me, I think it's end of December, right? So that's another reason that I am kind of hesitant on some stuff too. I completely forgot about that. Good thing for reminding me that. I don't have dates. I think it's probably like June 16 was when we started trading. We might have to look that up really quick. Polestar debuts. Let's just see if we can find debut stock market, and then from the day it debuts, I think, or whenever. So Polestar went public June 24th. I debuted on the market via SPAC. So I think from the 24th, 160 days. We'll have to do that really quick. Days between. Let's do that. We're going to go here, date calculation. And we're going to add days, count days, add days, right? It's from June 24th. So we're doing this off top of their heads right now because I did not plan for this, but we'll look at it. What was it? 180 days, I think. So 180 days. And this is just an idea though, so this is just based off what. So they can start selling today actually. Looks like today they can start selling. If either today they can start selling or tomorrow they can start selling. After that they can start selling, and that I don't really know when they'll stop selling their shares. I think this is when it becomes unlockable though. It's from the day that they go public or the day they debut, and then plus 180 days. So oops. So that's basically what I'm thinking. So from today, actually, good point. People can today or tomorrow they can start selling. So just be on the lookout for that. But on the chart, we filled the gap, and then we're working our way back above the $5 range. So 5 to 540, really closing above 550. I mean, that's going to be really good. Even if we just go sideways for a long time, I just want to get above this danger zone down here. Interesting. Good stuff though. Good stuff. So that's my opinion on Polestar right now. I haven't added anything, and that's a good reminder, the lockup stuff. I meant to look those dates up, so it's good that we handled that now. So I think from today actually, and I would just give it a week or two to see about. Let's see if we got anything else on the chart. Yeah, it just looks like, I mean, there could be a inverse head and shoulders here, like a mini inverse head and shoulders. You got shoulder, head, maybe an inverse head and shoulders here. That would be nice. That would be bullish, and then we could see some upside. But like I said, getting above 5 is going to be the main thing. So wishing everybody the best. I think fundamentally the stock is doing good. The price is not, the company's doing good. The price obviously not handling how it should be or reflecting some of those, but I think at the end of the day, if you believe in the investment, it's good. And I have bullish news for it too, and I guess maybe we should just jump to it. I'm going to show you guys this article here. NIO passes 300,000 sales. So I honestly thought NIO was a bigger company, but Polestar already did 100,000 vehicle, or they've already manufactured 100. So if you think about it, NIO is not too much larger than, or Polestar's not too much smaller than NIO, or however you want to think about it. Polestar today announced, or NIO today announced that they had their 300,000. So NIO has hit a biggest sales milestone. To EV, okay, that's, where's it at? Yeah, here it has now passed 300 cumulative sales. So cumulative means all together, right? So, and then recently in the last live stream, I told you guys Polestar did their 100th vehicle. Now that doesn't mean that it's been sold or it's been delivered, but they've manufactured their 100th vehicle, or 100,000. I'm sorry. So it's like Polestar's like, I would just think it's like the one third of a NIO, and a lot of people have faith in NIO, surprisingly so. It's just showing great a little bit. It's gonna be NIO Day and some of the new models that are coming out. But yeah, I was just wanted to kind of give you guys an idea how big NIO is, or how big Polestar is in comparison to some of these other ones. Honestly, I thought NIO was a lot bigger, a lot closer to like Tesla numbers, but turns out they've only got 300,000 sales, so Polestar's not too far behind. But I think that was a good article to add. Anyway, I do want to talk about these new ET8, ET9 sedans that could be hitting next 2 years. Basically, one of the guys on yesterday's live stream brought this up, and I had no idea. I had to look into this, but they're reportedly going to be like 1 million Chinese currency. So you'll have to look this number up. I haven't converted it. You can just do RMB to USD, and we're going to do 1 million. So it's going to be, what would it be? About 143K. That's crazy. That's a lot of money, actually. About 140K sedan. Is that right? So 100 RMBs are, this is 1 million, right? Yeah, 1 million Chinese yuan is equal to $143,000 US. So that's what the new NIO ET8, ET9s are reportedly going to cost. They're going to be like the flagship, and really a lot of people want to get into SUV. That's why also Polestar is doing it, because it's going to be one, I mean, it's one of the biggest easy markets to sell to. So as far as like news wise, they've already entered design phase, and then obviously ambitious goals there, which I mean has goals to do about 36 by 2025, I believe, and they already got something. You guys will have to help me with those numbers. But yeah, NIO's not a player, I think, right? It just came out in 2014. So Polestar's not too far behind. But let me show you guys the one thing I want to show you guys. It's going to be competing with Tesla S model, and then they're also kind of technically be competing with some other models. Yeah. It's going to be aiming to create a luxury sedan that can already be established marques such as the Mercedes. So basically competing with Mercedes, Tesla Model S. So the Model S is like the more expensive version of the Tesla model. So you got the Model 3, which is like the base one, and then you got Model S, and then the X and Y are the SUV ones. So this 140,000, which makes sense, right? Because the Tesla Model Y or the Model S is a more expensive vehicle. So just targets and stuff for them. Oh, here, look, I didn't even have to do the math. It's like 143 right here. Okay, so that makes good. That makes me feel good that I did the number stuff, the calculations. I'm pretty good at math, by the way. So global markets in 2024. Okay, so yeah, that NIO is that they have a NIO Day coming up, which is I think going to be a catalyst on its own. So I think it'll be a stock to watch in the next coming week. So I already looked up the date. It's the 24th. It's going to be on a Friday. So if you want to play NIO, I think this might be a good opportunity. It's going to be over the weekend. So you might maybe want to play this one. With NIO is it could run up into Friday in anticipation of NIO Day. And then Monday up on Monday. A few different scenarios that could play out. But I definitely think there's going to be an opportunity to possibly play it. So it's just something to add there. But I do want to know your thoughts on the battery swap stuff. So battery swap station's going to come out, the 3rd generation at least. And just the whole concept of the battery stuff, just kind of getting your ideas would be nice. Because I do have an article about the market cap and how growth the whole market for the battery swapping will get to in a couple years. Pretty good market. But just a few things. Hold on. Things on the rooftop right now. Okay. First generation. Okay. Yeah, so just look forward to December 24th. It's a Saturday, and look at the stock heading into it, because I think this can definitely be a catalyst. But as far as the battery swap stuff, they're expected to reach, like, just as the market 641 billion by 2028. They're going to be growing compound annual growth rate of 27%. That's pretty good growth for such a big sector, young sector. And these are just some of the competitors. I guess NIO is the main one that started this whole thing, honestly. You got Leo Motors, Tesla, Sun. I guess these might be interesting in doing swaps later, but the only one that I really know that does this right now is NIO. So just there's definitely an opportunity here with the battery swapping. I don't know if you guys agree with that, but $641 billion by 2028 is pretty big. Let me switch over to, we talk about the NIO price. Let's talk about NIO price. So like I said, going into Friday, I think is going to be a good day. Or just generically, I think we talked about this yesterday, actually, right? We just talked about this. We had a big consolidation phase on here, right? Consolidation phase, and then we had this ascending support, which we broke and you sold off. And then yesterday we talked about this ascending support, and so today actually yesterday bounced off, closed here above 11, which is nice, and then today another green day. So from a bigger time scale, like bigger time frame, it could be an ascending triangle. So I definitely see more upside as long as we stay above this ascending support. What was the other thing I was noting? I think that's what I like. So we broke the downtrend here. We have this downtrend here, which we closed above, which is nice. Honestly, I'm expecting more upside on this one if there's like no China news or anything, like any negativity. I'm expecting more upside. Obviously, you have resistance here around $12, but if you can get above 12, you most likely go into the 1350 range. So that'll be something I'll be looking for. And like I said, it's got catalyst coming up, so I think people will start buying into this ahead of Friday or Saturday, and then something could happen on Monday, right? Gap up or gap down, or it could just be. So not really too much else on this. I do want to point XBEV because it feels like this one always like outperforms NIO in the same direction. So if NIO goes up, this goes up talked or something. This one, NIO, but they kind of move in sync, so definitely keep this one on watch too. It would be a sympathy play and similar to the downside. So just keep in mind those. And I guess we're going to hop over to Lucid now. I think some people were talking about Lucid, how I feel about it. I'm still not invested in Lucid. I still think they have a lot to prove. They did raise some money, which we'll talk about a little bit. But more importantly, they started doing deliveries in Europe, which I think is great. I mean, hopefully they can get their 2022 numbers, but at least expanding into Europe and getting these numbers somewhere close to what their targets are would be nice if they can get there. I think this was good. Lucid started delivering the Air EV in Europe with the first customers in Germany and Netherlands. They began with the Lucid Air Dream Edition, which has the driving range of 883 kilometers. So I'm not sure how many. Is that the 500 range one? That might be the one. So this is nice. This is nice for them. They're showing production from an investor side. And then this is what everybody's talking about. It's the $1.5 billion raise. And I was looking a little bit at Saudi Arabia investors, $20 billion fund or something. This is not the right article, but they only invested like 10% of their entire fund into Lucid. So I know a lot of people are saying that PIF or whatever is back in Lucid. It's only like 10% of their entire fund. So that would just be something I definitely consider as well. Anyway, people were talking about the Asian Capital fundraise through the sell of stock. So I don't know if this is priced into the stock or not, since it did pop up before we anticipated it. I guess the main thing to take from this is that they have operating cash for another year. So I think that's good. You want to be cash heavy when we go into if we go into a recession or something deeper like that. And the main thing is just being able to get these gold deliveries. So that's gonna help them. But I mean, we only have a few days in 2022, and don't have any news on when they'll do their earnings. But if come out, just let me know. There's one other thing I want to talk about with EVs and stuff, and that's gonna be Rivian. I wouldn't be too moved on this just yet. They have a new price target of $50. I don't see it hitting $50 in this economy right now, but it's definitely good news for it to come out. Also, I've never heard of these researchers or these analysts. So yeah, this one, and then they have a 55 coming out from like this other guy. But I've never heard of these guys. So, you know, if it was like City or something like more mainstream, you could have some weight to it. But I've never heard of Kenacor, or maybe I just don't follow analysts too much. But this is a 55 for Rivian, and then also the 50 Cantor Fitzgerald. They're both like getting these fly ratings and buy ratings, but a lot of stuff has changed in the economy, so I just be careful. One last thing I want to show you guys, and this is kind of funny because Elon tried to explain why the Tesla shares are falling, and everybody's wondering what's going on. Obviously, there was that controversy with Ross Gerbert, which honestly I kind of find him annoying at this point, not gonna lie. But basically, Elon didn't really take any responsibility to selling or why the stock is falling. He says bank accounts, interest rates are, you know, basically going up, so people want to take their money out and just sell out of stocks and hold cash. Basically was his answer. But he didn't even mention like, okay, he just sold 3.6 billion. He didn't take any responsibility for that. He didn't take any responsibility for buying Twitter. Like all this stuff is stuff that investors, you know, just own up to it, basically, is what I would say, right? So it can't just be investors like selling because they want their cash. If not, the drop in Tesla would basically reflect drops similar to Ford and GM, where it's only down like 26 or 12%, but Tesla's actually down almost 60% since basically starting the talks about Twitter and stuff. So I just didn't like that he didn't take any ownership of like selling shares, like, you know, basically doing things that basically affected the stock. Like if he would have owned up to it, I think I would have respected it a little bit more. What do you guys think though? Basically, like I said though, is like there was that controversy with Ross Gerbert, which I don't know, I don't like the dude anymore. Tesla's stock price now reflects the value of having no CEO. Great job, Tesla board of directors. Time for a shakeup. Then he basically, you know, got replied by Elon, and that's what happened. But let's talk about what did we talked about the China stocks. Let's talk about Lucid. So yeah, so looking like from a bigger time frame, like or bigger picture, we had Polestar that went up today, 3%, 4%. NIO and some of the other China sympathies went up as well. But then you have Rivian and Lucid, and these didn't really go up. And it kind of just shows you like the strength in the market, I would think. Like at the end of the day, maybe why Lucid's struggling a little bit more than some of the others is like going back to the fundamentals, right? So although they got a new funding and they got more capital, they still haven't proven their first year targets, right? So Whereas like Polestar, even though they are not performing well in the stock, they are delivering for their 2022 targets. They're raising capital. I think they're doing good stuff. I will say, like on the MACD, yet again, it's trying to cross over on the daily. Like you got rejected and then we sold off. Right, so like right here, I think it disconnected me on OBS. Yeah, we talked about this support here around 135. This range here. So I think we can trade in between this range. If we break 35, we're coming down to 27. I would just blow bypass 30 because I don't think 30 will do anything for us. I think it's 35 down to like 27, 26. And then the next level is 117. It's just, this one's just, oh man, this one's tough to watch, honestly. Yeah, so when you look at some of these stocks, it makes you actually appreciate a green day on some of the other ones. So it looks like right now we're watching this trend here. Was it up after hours? It is up after hours. So watching this downtrend here, which is this red one here, and watching this ascending support right here. And I think what might happen here on this MACD is it comes down to the signal and then bounces and keeps going up. So this is 15-minute. Also, one thing I want to note is tomorrow we have like a lot of data coming out. We have GDP and stuff. So let me show you guys that really quick. So a lot actually depends on data in the market. So tomorrow is GDP coming out. And this is all going to happen before market opens. So it's Thursday. So you also get jobless claims right here. And so that's actually going to kind of move the market claims. And also core PCE, GDP, a lot of stuff coming out. All of this 7:30, so an hour before market opens. And then Friday you have core PC price index month over month. That'll be big too. So a lot of like the movement sentiment in the market is going to depend on tomorrow's data. So it's kind of hard to gauge where some of this stuff goes because the market can just flip or it can just rally. So today I think was a pretty give me, like I think we talked about it yesterday. But yeah, we talked about it yesterday. But tomorrow I think the data is going to drive it. Today we didn't really have anything big. So it was easy. Let me go to the SPY chart. Sorry, I'm not that helpful today. But yeah, I like the news that came out of everything. For the most part, Polestar, I like Polestar news. Lucid entering EV market in Europe, and then also, or doing their deliveries in Europe, I'm sorry. I think they've already had plans for that. NIO, I think my two biggest ones today is definitely Polestar and then NIO, just based off of NIO Day coming up this weekend. And then third is Lucid and Rivian and Tesla kind of in the tail end, basically. This is the SPY though. This is the SPY, basically downtrend, right? Everybody knows the downtrend. We talked about the support here, and so we were basically expecting to bounce here because of the head and shoulders pattern right here. Right, we had a shoulders pattern there. So we broke underneath it and at those gap fills basically, which we have right here. I think for the most part it filled the first gap. There is that second gap up here, but I think that's going to depend on data tomorrow. So I'd be looking at 392, 390, maybe 393, but or just 390, 392 right here. I'd be looking at that before you even think about the gap fill up here. Okay, so I guess just a quick recap. Nice support bounce, gap fill, second gap up here, but in between this gap fill, we have data in the morning, so that might just change things. We also now technically, I think, have a gap to the bottom. I'm not sure if there's actually a gap right here, but there might be a gap fill I can't see right now. I don't have my glasses on me. But yeah. There's like something on my roof right now. So how are we feeling? I think that's about all I have, honestly. How much did I take? 39 minutes. Good. How you guys feeling? Anybody? I mean, we got one vote. I think everybody's either watching their what are they watching right now? Their favorite YouTubers or something. See what we got. Polestar we covered. Yeah, we covered. We got potential head and shoulders. Reclaim 5 is big. Reclaim 540 is the major goal there. And watching this ascending support, we have good support here. Also keep in mind the lockup stuff. So yeah. What was the other one? NIO looks bullish. I think NIO is probably the most bullish one right now, short term. Bounce off the support here. Bigger picture, we have ascending support, and maybe an ascending triangle. So looking to hold this ascending support, we can keep going. Looking for 12 as the first resistance, and just good catalyst coming up this week. What else? Lucid still doesn't look very good, just because, right, we have the downtrend. There's a lot of work to do still, basically. So I would look to see if it can hold the $7. If not, probably just look at 650 as the next support, since there's no previous support. 650 would be next support. Then 6, of course, right? So this one has a lot of work, a lot of just straight up shorting. But also watch the MACD. If it can cross over tomorrow, then there might be a potential of breaking the downtrend. Then RIVN. Oh, I didn't even look at RIVN. Let me look at RIVN real quick. Oof, what happened here? For real right now? Okay. So obviously, what do we have? We were talking about a head and shoulders pattern here a while ago. Guess it doesn't matter anymore. The main support's gonna be 20, I think, right down here. Or 1950, 1930. I think this one has more downside. I think this one has a lot of work too. First support or resistance is 25. So decent range, not gonna lie. So between 24 down to 19, almost 20. I would say 20 is definitely a psychological support. And then that other one's gonna be the next one. So this almost looks like a support here, followed by the previous low, 52-week low. But there's nothing I can do about it right now. This one's just on the downside. Yeah, it looks like it was trying to do some consolidation here, breakout. It got rejected. Now it's selling off. So short term, I would think down here is 20.75, and then we've got about $20 psychologically. Yeah, there's not much you can do right now. It just got rejected. Like, not much I can do. Downtrend's nasty right here. There. I would look for 20.75 as the first support. And then we got support down here, and then our previous 52-week low. So first thing is gonna get outside of this downtrend. Finding a base right now. Broke underneath, so now it's got to find another base and then try to break out. Wow, this one's nasty. So yeah, Lucid, RIVN don't look good. Tesla still doesn't. Yep. Wow, so I think that's all I have. What do you guys think? Hey, what's up, Azuzu? Burn 1.7 billion. Who did that? I appreciate everybody hitting the like. I wasn't expecting that many likes today. Appreciate it, fam. 1.7 billion, is that, oh, you're talking about Lucid, right? Is that Lucid? They just did their cash, right? That's what I think. No, 1.5 billion. Which one do you talk about? Which one are you talking about? Hey, I think, were you the one that told me about NIO Day? Yeah, that was good shit. That was good shit. I didn't, not until after. Oh, RIVN burned 1.7 billion. They did? I didn't know that. The only news I saw coming out of RIVN was the new price targets. Let me look it up. 1 point. Oh, you're talking about their earnings? Looks like this was from August. Yeah, they're burning tons of cash. They've got a good balance sheet. I don't really see them going out of bankrupt just yet, because they've got a good balance sheet. They've got like what, 13 or 15 billion? Let me look. We basically missed most of the stream, Azuzu. We kind of finished up. Let me just look at their balance sheet. I think they have 13 billion in cash. So they have like, I mean, let's just say six quarters. That down to 12. Those 6 quarters, so they have like a year and a half of operation left. Or if they're burning 6 billion, they have like 2 years. They have about 2 years of operating. If they burn about 6 billion a year, they have like 2 years of operating before they go bankrupt. Now that's just like really just estimating, because their operating is going to change and it could grow or it could come down. Yeah. I don't really like Rivian. Gonna wait for those supports. They did have an analyst come out on CNBC trying to pump it up. I don't think people were buying it though. Not gonna lie. PSNY and NIO looks good. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I just talked about those two. I like them. PSNY, yeah, PSNY and NIO look good. NIO Day, good support. I think you were in here last night when I was talking about the support level here. So yeah, no, we're chilling. I don't have any NIO, but I might day trade it honestly at this point. Because I didn't know it had NIO Day this coming weekend, so this is definitely a catalyst. It all depends on China stuff though. I'm gonna see how we open up. HK50. Li Auto backup. Yeah, Li Auto's the backup. What happened here? Oh, I think China's about to rocket. What do you guys think? Last time we talked about was the Head and Shoulders. Let's get rid of that. Flag here, flagging again. It looks like, I think China's about to do that thing again. We'll see how China futures open, Hong Kong index and stuff. Yes, definitely watch China stocks next 2-3 days. It looks like it's flagging out again, and we're targeting really like maybe the top end of this. I would watch, yeah, China stocks. I like to play China EVs. I don't play BABA or anything, but you can definitely play EVs. Oh, let me just clear all this out first, and let me just put the supports. This is first level there. We got second level here. Yeah, China's look good though. China stuff looks good. We'll see if it holds. And Li Auto, I didn't actually chart up Li Auto, but that's definitely a backup. I like, oh look, we have this one charted up too. Yeah, support here, bounce, looks good. I like XPEV better, just because it's like, whatever near 3 times. This one looks good. It's, if it holds 11, I mean, I can keep going back up to the highs of almost 13, I would say. Strong day for this one, honestly. Strong day. 10%. So yeah, it's like 4%. So yeah, it's like XPEV moves like double leveraged or something. So I would watch this one, but yeah, I think that's all I have for today. Let me see. We got 3 votes. People chose Polestar, and 1 person chose Lucid. I'm probably gonna have some dislikes on this one, on this video. I'm trying to be good, you know. Trying to keep it cordial, like not really roast anybody. I just give my opinions. But if you guys appreciate what I have to offer, please hit the like button. I think that's all I have for today's video. This is definitely watch NIO for the NIO Day and XPEV and some of these other backups. So appreciate it, and I'm gonna see you guys in the next one. I shout out to Azuzu and Jonah for showing up to the stream. Hope you guys have a great evening. I'm gonna see you guys in the next one. Thanks for voting. Appreciate it. See you guys.